Hello and welcome. This is Cate Stillman with yogahealer.com, and I'm here with Dr. Paresh from
Yes, exactly.
India. And we're here to talk about the detox. Dr. Paresh is a guest speaker for the Yogi Detox, yogidetox.com, and it sounds like you have a world of experience with one-on-one consultations and teaching and Panchakarma. So I'd really like to dive into your experiences today. So welcome, and would you just take a minute to tell people a little bit about your background in Ayurveda?
Okay. I had done my graduation in Ayurveda, that is BAMS, that is Bachelor of Ayurvedic Medicine and Surgery. This is the long form of BAMS. This is the graduation. The course is of 4.5 years. After that, I had completed my 1 year internship. It goes to 5.5. And after that, I have joined to the post-graduation in subject Panchakarma, that is MD in Panchakarma. And it is basically MD course in India itself for 3 years. So 5.5 plus 3 years.
Wow.
So it goes to 8.5. So I completed my PG, MD, and then now doing, or I can say I'm a PhD scholar in Panchakarma only. My PhD is going on.
Great. So
Yes.
now, why don't you tell everybody, because in the United States, people have this idea of what Panchakarma is, and it's often what we call like Panchakarma light, because it's so different
Yeah,
than
the
what's
thing
happening
is,
in India. So tell us a bit, for people that really don't know what Panchakarma is, especially the Indian version. Go ahead and give
yeah,
us an overview.
The thing is, what is Pancha? Pancha means five, first of all. The word meaning is Panch means five, and Karma means procedures. Which procedures? The procedures which can make the detoxify the body, or detoxify the toxins from the various parts of body or organs of the body. So in short, we can say the procedure which can be carried out for the detoxification of the body is called as Panchakarma, isn't it? And the first one, what they are. First is Vamana, that is emesis, or we can say in slang language vomiting, induced vomiting. Indeed. Second is Virechana, that is purgation. Again, it is comes in induced one. Third one is Basti, that is enema, medicated enema. It is not like a glycerin enema in modern science or in allopathy what they prescribe. It's not like that. It's a medicated enema. Again, there are some difference that I can tell you later. Fourth one is Nasya, to put the nasal drops, or to put the drops, medicated oil or ghee drops, lipid drops in the nose, isn't it? And fifth one is Rakta Mokshan. Rakta Mokshan is nothing but the bloodletting. Bloodletting, Rakta Mokshan can be done, practically can be done by leech. I don't know whether you have whether you have heard or not about the leech and all. So it is applicable.
Yeah.
So these are the five, in short, Panchakarmas. Now, to whom the Panchakarmas has to carry it out? To whom? The first and foremost important thing is for both those who are well-being and another one who's are deceased one, isn't it? Yeah, this is the thing. So according to season, it varies. As there is a spring, autumn, summer, rainy, as the season changes, the karma changes accordingly. So presently in India, there is a Grishma Ritu. So it's too hot now. So there is, all karmas are contraindicated. But provided the Vasant Ritu, autumn is just started. Even though it is too much hot, autumn is just started. So kapha is more. Kapha prakop, provocation of kapha is more. So woman is indicated in this season. You got my point?
Yep, I'm with you.
Yes. So this is the thing. So in autumn, one has to go for the woman. Then in a summer season, or we can say in our language or in Sanskrit, in Sharad Ritu or Sharad season, one has to go for the Virechana. And For rainy season, Varsha season, one has to go for Basti, that is medicated enema. So this is for the normal person as well as the diseased person. But in classics, it is mentioned that according to patient's condition and consultant's knowledge, one can give the Panchakarma in any season, considering patient's this one, Nadi, Bala, Dosh, Dushya, Dhatu. What are the criteria they have mentioned? One has to assess it properly, and accordingly, which is suitable, that karma should be followed.
Yeah, so it can be highly individualized depending on what's going on with the person, the season, their health or disease process, and prescripted
Yes.
accordingly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because just like in modern sciences, we can say for analgesic. If there is any kind of pain, analgesic can be worked. But in Ayurveda is not like that.
Right.
According to Prakriti varies, medicine varies.
Yeah.
That's why one has to assess the Prakriti, one has to assess the bala of the patient, that is, we can say, strength of the patient, and then one has to think about it. Yes, you're right. So this is the thing.
This is the thing. This is definitely the thing. I mean, that's where I see people getting. Well, that's where I've had people get in trouble. Doing a big, because I teach the yogi detox in mass, and so a lot of people are going through a process. But I try to awaken their intuition and give them tools to assess what they should be doing. That's different than what other people should be doing. And when a very light vata person decides they really want to do an intense cleanse with a lot of arachana because they have this idea in their head that it's good for them, then afterwards they're depleted and they wonder why it didn't work for me. And it's that bala of like knowing your bala and really where you're starting from and really what you need. And sometimes we need someone else to tell us, which is where.
Yes.
So in the United States we're very innovative, and we like to do things our own way. And I know in India, from what I saw in Dr. Laud's clinic, it's like people go to an Ayurvedic practitioner like they go to see a doctor, and they expect the doctor to tell them exactly what to do, exactly the prescription, exactly the herbal drugs, and they go, and they stick to that protocol. And I guess what I'm asking is for the people that are in my course, which are mostly going to be Western oriented people who have this, this independence and are doing it a bit on their own. How can they assess some of the things you just talked about in terms of like their bala or their strength, and going into how deeply they can do a detox right now?
Right now, depending upon first of all the availability of the medicine, I don't know in USA or any Western country. First of all,
Yeah.
Another thing, what about their strength? Strength, one has to see his general condition. There are some assessment types given in books, in classics. Some symptoms they have given. If the symptoms are present, one can assess thoroughly and one can decide for the detox, first of all. Another thing, according to patient diet, because I had been to Hamburg, I have seen, but because of the bread and butter and
we're awful. Bread, butter, meat, wine, coffee.
yes, yes. So it's very difficult to assess their bowel and that, because once in a 3 to 4 days they went for the motion, I have seen.
Yeah.
And it's not their mistake, because that kind of diet they are following.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. So first of all, our intention is to regulate their bowel daily.
Yeah.
This is the first thing. One has to see the Koshta Pariksha, whether it is Mrudu, whether it is Krura, it is Madhyam. Likewise.
So he's talking
I don't
about
know
poop, you guese.
Sorry?
I was just telling the audience what you're talking about in terms of the Koshta.
Yes, so you have you know these terminologies, right?
I do, but the audience probably doesn't.
Okay. So it's very nice. So we have to think about the first bowel. We have to normalize their bowel. We have to try or give some kind of medicine. So in order to maintain these bowel movements, we have to give some medicine, and then we have to think about the Shodhana procedure, that is the detox procedure. Otherwise, it won't give the desired effect. For what purpose we are giving the detoxification?
Right.
That effects we can't achieve.
Right. Right.
Yes.
So with tell me this then. So what you've seen when you went to Hamburg, and what you've seen of Westerners in general, and our the typical diet. They call it sometimes the standard American diet, which has what we just talked about in it. When people are detoxing and they're getting rid of the ama in the channels, and that's starting to move out, and they've gone through a complete cleansing cycle. What's your sense? Like, is the body going to be more intelligent to choose foods? This is one of the things that people struggle with, right? In India, it's easy to eat vegetarian. It's easier to eat seasonally.
Yes.
It's
you're right.
Right? And it's easier to eat foods that are prepared with spices. It's really easy to eat Ayurvedically in India, right?
The basic difference, what I've found,
Yeah.
the thing is the fiber diet, first of all.
Okay.
Because in India, most of the people, the Indian is a farming country, we can say.
Yes.
Most of the people are depending on the farming, their own agriculture land. So they will get their own food from that land.
Yeah.
So there is plenty of vegetables, variety of vegetables are available. So accordingly, they will choose for their lunch and dinner. So most of them, they will take the fiber diet. So their bowel movement is regular, first of all.
Yeah.
In spite of these, in Western, we can say in Europe, for example, I had been to Germany, so I know about the German. Most of the Europeans also same, or US also so might be. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
They don't have these kind of vegetables, because I have seen in Hamburg some vegetables came from Turkey and something. But these people are not much ready to take all those things. Simply they are
Right.
preparation available in the market, they will choose and they will eat. It's not their mistake, but this is very harmful to their body.
Yeah.
So this is the first basic thing. What diet you are taking, accordingly the body reacts.
Yep.
And as you said, for the ama,
Yep.
toxins, it goes to the channel. Of course, it goes to the channel and it get accumulate.
Yep.
So we have to take some Deepan Pachan. I don't know whether you have heard these terms.
Yes, I have.
Deepan
But my
Pachan.
audience hasn't, so
Indeed.
unpack.
So it should be at least whatever detoxification you are going to do for Snehapan to give you the ghee, that optimum Agni should be there, optimum gastric fire should be there.
Yeah.
That we have to take care of.
Yes.
So Panchakarma or detoxify, simply people are saying, oh, only there are 5 procedures. It's not like that. It's a very deep and very micro level concepts.
Yeah.
If one has to think on it, then and then you will get the desired effects.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the thing, yes.
And it's hard. I mean, it's really hard for an individual to have any kind of perspective on their own Agni and to know what's going on with Ama and the release process. I mean, that's why it's so helpful when you're going to do the oleation and take the, drink the ghee and really reorient digestion to detoxification, that it's really good to have supervision. Do you want to talk a little bit about that process of when someone is oleating their channels, taking the ghee in preparation for the Panchakarma, for the 5 procedures? Will you talk a little bit what's happening to Agni and what's happening just physiologically in the tissues of the body, in the dhatus, when we take in the ghee?
Yeah. See, what happened? Deepan Pachan, initial stage, Purva Karma, Deepan Pachan, we have to ignite the gastric fire first of all. Once we get the desired Agni or gastric fire, we'll start the ghee to start the Snehapan or to drink the ghee. Okay, suppose first dose is of 30 ml. Okay, morning 7 o'clock they mentioned one has to take at morning 7 o'clock. Suppose the person has to take it on 7 o'clock. If suppose person took the ghee, then what will happen next? As soon as it goes to the GI tract, it starts its action. But how? As there is Agni is there, Agni starts to act to digest the ghee. But provided it's not like that, the time duration what they have mentioned, it's a morning. It's not a pitta kal. It's a kapha kal. So it's not the desired effect, or we can say Agni, which will act in the afternoon. In that power, it won't act in the morning. So it will act very slowly, first of all, isn't it?
Yes.
So the Agni will start to work on it immediately, no doubt, because in Snehapana, or when patient starts to drink the ghee, there will not be any kind of food article except hot water or lukewarm water.
Yep.
Yeah. So as soon as the procedure started, it goes on, goes on, goes on. While that time, when patient gets some or some patient, this patient wants some energy, because as there is no food article, the fat which is accumulated in the body,
Yep.
the fat will get burned, and patient gets the energy. And that's why, if you kindly observe, within Snehapan days or these drinking ghee days, 4 to 5 or 3 to 4 days, patient loses his or her weight.
So do you do water fasting on those days, or do they also have water fasting, or are
Yeah.
they also eating a little manda
Yeah,
pegalepi or
no,
khichdi? Or?
yeah, I will say the difference between the fasting and difference between this ghee. In fasting, what you will do, you are not taking any kind of food article, isn't it?
Right.
No ghee.
Right.
Yeah, no ghee,
No
no
fat, let alone anything else. Yeah.
so no, you are not taking any kind of ghee or anything.
Okay.
So
Now
what?
this is interesting because they don't actually. I've never been taught this way in the United States.
Yes.
I've been taught by a number of different Panchakarma practitioners, but I really like it because on days that I've done the internal snehana with the ghee, I have not wanted to eat. So that makes a lot of sense that you just drink warm water all day.
Yes.
Good.
So this is the most important. What happened during the Langana or fasting? Previous day or previous 2 to 3 days, whatever you are taken, Guru Ahar means heavy food articles, and because of that, your digestive fire or that Agni, it's got lapsed, isn't it? So there will be ama formation.
Yeah.
And on the day of fasting, what you will do, you are not taking any kind of food article. Just on fasting, that time, whatever the Agni, little digestive fire, it starts to digest what your previous day's ama formation.
Yeah.
That's why person gets little hunger.
Yeah.
This
right.
is this thing. It's,
right. Because
yeah.
and that's exactly what it feels like. Because it's like, wow, I'm not hungry because I'm eating my ama right now. My body's just living on the ama or the stored fat or the reserves.
You feel heaviness in the body because of that ama, because that is undigested.
Is that heaviness like the fatigue? Like when people get a deep fatigue during the detox? Is
Yes.
that because it's
Yes.
the heaviness is the ama that's now in circulation in the blood?
Yeah. Because its quality is guru, snigdha,
Yeah.
sticky.
Yeah. Sticky.
And because of that, a person gets some laziness, don't want to do anything, simply just want to lie down.
Yeah.
This is the thing. So that's why, if you think about the Rutucharya and Dinacharya, one word is there, Diva Swap, avoid day sleep.
Yeah.
Why? If you sleep in daytime,
Yeah.
your kapha will get increased.
Yeah.
And kapha and ama get same qualities.
Yeah.
So
I know. I get so much kapha.
So this is the thing what we are talking about it.
Yeah.
So because of the fasting, you will start to ignite and your digestive fire, and you start to digest the previous ama.
Yes.
And in this ghee, it's not like that, because already there is no ama.
Right.
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 So whatever it starts to oleate from internal.
Yeah.
So this is the basic difference.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay,
Yes.
so now as the body is starting to burn the fat and starting to burn the ama, and they either receive the abhyanga or they do it themselves. And so
what
what
will happen exactly?
Yeah.
From these channels, ama comes to the koshta.
Yep. Through the stool.
From upper limbs, from lower limbs, from other sides of the body, it comes to the koshta.
Yep.
And suppose on the day 4 or on day 5 taking ghee, there is one main criteria to assess to stop the taking ghee. That is Adhastat Sneha Darshan means there is a loose motion. In loose motion, you will get the ghee in the motion.
Yeah.
Means these 3 to 4 to 5 days, body has taken whatever ghee which is required for the body, and what is excess, it is going from the down step.
Yeah.
It is going from the motion.
Yep.
What it suggests? It suggests that body is completely oleated. There is no need for the ghee.
Right. And just so people know, too, you can see that in the toilet. You can usually see there's oil
Yes.
in the stool, in the toilet. It's
Yes,
visible.
and it's a main criteria. If you don't get this criteria, and if you stop taking ghee or giving ghee, and if you take the another next day procedure, it will get hampered. It will not get desired achievement or desired effects.
Yeah.
That's why they have mentioned Adhastat Sneha Darshan, means you have to see the ghee in the motion. This is the most important criteria.
Yeah.
You have to follow it.
Now, on those 3 to 5 days that people are taking the ghee and they're doing their water fast, what do you recommend they do during the day? Just regular life, or are they?
Yeah, but they can do regular, but body is not able, or body is not in a position to do all those things, because
Right.
there will be clamor. Clamor means we can say weakness in the body.
Yeah.
Patient is not taking proper diet. Only he is taking very light diet after digestion of ghee only.
Yeah.
So there will be no much energy.
Right.
So just as sitting down, no travel, as vata get increased in traveling.
Right.
Avoid day sleep. Don't take nap. Just concentrate on your, or just chatting. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. As soon as the sun goes down, gets evening and darker, he has to take evening food and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Because next day morning, the previous night diet, what he or she has taken, it should be digested, and morning he has to take the another dose of ghee.
Yeah.
So this is the thing.
So tell me, from your clinical experience, what you've seen of people in this phase. Like, I'd love for you to talk about even some of the more extreme cases of like what some like people that have a lot of ama, and what you've seen in them during this phase of taking the ghee.
During this taking ghee, what?
Yeah.
Please repeat again.
What kind of symptoms have you seen manifest in your clients during this phase that have a lot of ama?
Yeah, they will get more, what we can say, tired, because already there is ama which is undigested. There is no. See, one concept, one has to think what is the concept ama. Ama means undigested food particles in whatever form. So, before they have given one main criteria, what the body should be normal. There should not be ama. If there is ama, means that agni is hampered. That digestive fire is hampered. So, if there is a digestive agni is hampered, there is a ama, and again you are giving the ghee. Ghee is nothing but the snigdha.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Oleating these qualities.
Yep.
So you are going to increase that ama properties.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that that's clear for the people listening, because often, people start to detox and they're like, I wanted to feel better. I don't feel better. I feel 10 times worse. And I just wanted them to hear from you that yes, that's normal.
No, it should be go thoroughly. Whatever given in the text, you have to follow the diet. You have to follow the other rules and restrictions, and one has to tell you the concepts why you have to do this. Otherwise, people won't believe.
Yeah. So now people have gone through this phase. They've done the hot water. They're starting to digest their fat. They're starting to digest their ama, and now they go into Panchakarma. So now they're done with Purva Karma, and they go into Panchakarma, and they get these actions, these 5 karmas that are specific to their body type, specific to their strength, and specific to the season. Do you want to take it from there and say now why? Let's talk about Vamana, because Vamana is not done very, very often in the United States. I mean, maybe it's done here and there. I've had clients do a home Vamana practice, kapha clients in spring or in the wet season here, and it's been amazing how they just, all this mucus comes out and their sinuses drain and they cough up all this gunk from their lungs. And sometimes it can last, that detox, I've seen it last for weeks, like 10 days or 2 weeks. People just like getting all this kapha types, getting all this mucus out. Will you talk a little bit about what's happening in the body with Vamana before we do Vamana and why you would prescribe it?
Okay. So the thing is, Vamana means what? Vamana procedure means what? You have to give the medicine from the oral route and take out the dosha from the oral route.
Yeah.
But how? By this omitting, projectile omitting, like isn't it? Because that is mucus sticky one. So one has to give the force. It's not come like virechana, purgation.
Right. It's
Easy.
anti-gravitational force here.
Yes, indeed. And there, here in stomach, how it comes, you know the Panch Mahabhutas, Prithvi, Aap, Tej, Vayu, Akash.
Yes.
Panch Mahabhutas.
Yes.
5 elements.
5 elements, people. Yep.
Yeah. So Prithvi, Aap, Tej, Vayu and Akash. Tej and Vayu, these qualities are present in the Vamana drugs. And because of this quality, it comes from upward.
Yeah. Now, do you usually give something to stir up the, because I know some doctors will give something that's kaphagenic, that will aggravate the kapha first, something that has more earth water before giving the drugs. Yeah, so
it's called as Kapha Utkleshkar Ahar. It is called as Kapha Utkleshkar Ahar in Sanskrit, means you have to provoke it or to increase the kapha more prior to one day. Suppose tomorrow there is woman for me. So today I have to take the substance or the food article which increase the kapha more. So it will be much easier to conduct the Vamana procedure. So I have my own video. When I was doing my post graduation, I had taken my Vamana, I had taken the video. It's a good clip, 44 minutes clip is there.
Oh, great.
I will try to send it. I'll try some experts how to send it, because it's too much. Means too much in the sense size. It's 44 minutes. So I will ask.
If you want, we can upload it onto my Vimeo channel. I have a Vimeo channel, and you can and I'll just host it for you and give you the link, and then you can share it with whoever. Yeah. So tell people now, why would someone do Vamana?
Yeah. Vamana is, first of all, as I say, it's autumn season karma. Autumn season procedure, because in autumn season there will be more caffeine outside in the atmosphere naturally.
Okay, now that's not the same in our where we live. So where we live, autumn is dry, spring is wet. Yep. So I just want to differentiate for.
So spring we can say.
We'll just say wet when it's wet season, or damp, or when there's heaviness.
But one is dry and one is this one, we can say, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So spring is good. Yeah, you are right. Spring is much better, we can say. This is in spring, much kapha is there in outside, and when there is a universal rule, what is outside the body changes, same changes will be occur in the body, because body is nothing but the nature's what we can say, part of one nature. So whatever what we can say, whatever happening in the outside, whatever happening in the environment, such changes comes in the human being. This is the normal phenomena. Yeah. So as the spring comes, kapha will increase in body. That's why they told for all people they has to take the Vamana. Yeah. Because there is increase of kapha, and kapha will come from this side. Yeah. As I told you. Yeah. Because kapha site is gastric one. Yeah. Main. So easier route to come out from the mouth only. It's not from anus. Right. Pitta site is Pakwasha, it is intestine. Nearer route is that anal canal, intestinal. That's why they told that route. So that's why Vamana, the people, why they do, those who are having kapha diseases, those who are having sinusitis, those who are having skin disease plus spring, if it is there, person can think, or the physician can think upon the Vamana rather than Virechana. Because already there is a kapha. If you give the medicine for the virechana, it will not act properly, because of this kapha. That virechana medicine strength will get reduced.
Right, because it gets stuck.
Exactly.
Okay, so then what's a kaphagenic substance that you would take before Vamana?
First of all, they have told the first and main important thing is dadhi. It's called as curd. curd. Curd is the very shreshth. Shreshth means greater substance in among all the kapha increasing substance. That is curd.
So curd in English,
You
we
have
usually say
so
yogurt. It's like
curd you have
yogurt, right? Is it? Are you talking about
your
yogurt? Yeah. Yeah.
yogurt. You have to
Good.
take with rice. You have to take it with sugar because sugar also increase the kapha.
Kapha, yeah.
This rice also increase the kapha because rice is nothing but the carbohydrate again.
Right.
So this is the thing. So whole day one has to take 2 or 2.5 liters of yogurt. That much quantity for the whole day one has to take.
How much?
2 or 2.5 liters.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot, especially
Yes.
after
No,
fast.
but it's more important to for
Is
the
it with water? Are you watering it down? You're
It's
making it
not
to.
necessary water. You have to take yogurt with the rice, yogurt with the sugar,
Oh my gosh, 2.5
with different.
liters. Liters,
Sorry.
like liters.
Yes. Yes. Then the procedure will be much easier.
So it just gets stuck there, right? Does it get stuck in the stomach?
So it will come easily.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so then all the kapha in the body sticks to the yogurt, and then you take the emetic, and it all comes out.
You're right.
Do you use salt water for the emetic?
I have see.
Do you use salt water for the emetic, or what do you use?
Yeah. Salt water when you are given the medicine, you are giving the supporting vomiting medicine, and if it not comes, then salt water can be given.
Okay. So what medicine are you giving? What are you using for the Virechana? I'm sorry, for the Vamana.
It's a madan phal. Radiospinosa.
Okay. Do you know the common, can you tell me the common name?
It's same that one. Radiospinosa.
Okay. And
It's madan phal.
will you put it through the Skype window? Because I'm not recognizing which one it is. And I think it's just I'm just not hearing it.
I'll do one thing.
Yeah.
I will just tell me just write down here your email ID.
Okay.
I will show the procedure of that woman, that madan phala.
Okay.
I'll send you the snap.
Okay, great. Okay, great. So then the kapha person does the emesis, they do the vamana, and they've cleared all this kapha out, and then they feel incredibly light, right? They feel light and clear, and like they can fly, like a vata.
It's not like that. Means one has to think that lightweight body. It's you have to take meaning in that manner. It's not like flying and all.
Well, I'm just saying for most kaphas, because they have so much ama, and they have so much excess kapha dosha in their tissues, right, in their dhatus, that when that lets go, they feel so uplifted.
Yes.
That's all I meant.
The Sansarjan Kram means post-operative, we can say, or post-Panchakarma.
Yeah.
Whatever the remedy, one has to follow more.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So I just want to say too, just because of time, you guys, we're not going to go through we're not going to go through bloodletting and Bastis and all that and Virechana, but it's basically the same. Like whatever the dosha is, we stir it up and then we empty it out of the body. And then afterwards, now we have a very fragile state in our physiology. So take us from there. What are the do's and the don'ts if we've gone through to this stage?
Which stage? I didn't get you.
Oh, after the procedure, after Vamana.
After the main procedure.
After the main procedure.
Okay. After the main procedure, what one has to follow? You are asking, right?
Yes.
Yeah, one has to follow means he has to take the mentioned diet. He has to take very light diet. It's not today you have finished your main procedure and very next day you are taking your normal food. No, because that gastric fire is not there. It's a zero.
Yeah.
You have to take a level up slowly. For that you have to take small amount of food which will ignite the that gastric fire. And depending upon the procedure, how much Vegas came, 5, 6, 7. Depending upon that, one has to follow the 5, 6, 7 diet. 5, 6, 7 days that diet.
Okay, so just to
Depending
give
upon
people
main
an
procedure.
idea of how deep this is, yeah, depending on how deep you went, it's going to take that long to rebuild your Agni. Otherwise, you'll have
Yeah,
so much
because
Ama, it'll be terrible.
yeah, yes, yes, you're right.
And when, what I find is that this phase often takes the most discipline. Have you found
What?
that with this, that this phase often for people takes the most discipline? Because they want to be done. And
Yeah,
they want to go back to life and they want to eat their normal diet. So what recommendations, right? But this is the tricky part.
yeah, Jackie, but you have to start very slowly. It's not that very suddenly you have to take the non-veg or suddenly you have to start the wine. It's not like that.
Right.
One has to follow the routine procedures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as they, so are you doing like manda paya valepi, like the cooked down rice and the spices?
Yes, rice gruel.
Rice gruel. So
Yeah.
5 to 7 days, rice gruel, going more and more
Yes.
towards rice and then going towards khichdi?
Yeah, if he follows all those rules, he will get much proper digestive fire,
Yeah.
and again he will lose the weight in that days also.
Yeah.
So those patients who are obese and what we can say more obese, more overweight, these patients get more benefits
Yeah.
in terms of weight. They will lose the weight.
And what about people that have that are lighter and they struggle to keep body weight on? What do you and they still want to do a cleanse? Is this not for them? Because I mean, I'm not the
No,
Vamana obviously, but
no,
Panchakarma in general. How do you handle that?
yeah, Basti, the enema,
Yeah.
the Brahman Basti, the medicine which can be increase the body fat and all we can give, we can suggest them.
So doing
Yes,
like oil enemas that have oil and building herbs
oil and
like
decoction.
bala
You're right.
or
Bala.
ashwagandha.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're right.
So doing those kind of herbs and the enemas will help increase the body weight.
Mostly madhu tailik means honey and oil mixing.
Oh. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're awakening my memory. Uh, okay, so then after 7 days of rice gruel, and now what? Khichdi?
After 7 days of rice bowl, he has to take his normal normal diet.
Yeah, normal Indian diet, which is not a
Indian.
normal Western diet.
Yes, you're right. And then the consultant or physician will think about the rasayan treatment,
Okay, so yeah, let's talk about Rasayana.
rejuvenation, rasayana. Yes, because body is totally detoxified. All tissues and cells are ready to take the whatever giving properly, because there is no toxins. So whatever you give the rasayana treatment, it will act very properly after the shodhana.
Yeah. Okay, and
Yes.
so particular, like here, because there's not as many Ayurvedic formulas, often people will take Chavan Prash, because that's something that we can get here, or take ashwagandha tablets, or is that,
I do export my own Chyawanprash,
oh, okay.
my
Oh,
own
great.
in Europe to my patients.
Oh, great. Great.
Yes.
Yeah, so taking something that's going to gently rebuild the body.
Yeah.
Now, just a general question about diet and lifestyle in disease. So, if the person's diet and lifestyle had led them to the buildup of the doshas and maybe it affected the dhatus and there's a disease, and they do panchakarma and they release the excess doshas from the tissues of their body and they're now clean and clear, what in your experience, like what stops the person from doing it all over again? Or nothing, and they just do it all over again?
No, repeated shodhan is mandatory. Repeatedly detoxification one has to do.
Yeah.
Because once you get detox means it's not hard and fast. One can say you will never get toxins in the body or not, because your diet and lifestyle depends.
Yeah.
So after repeated intervals, one has to take this according to season. One has to think in this manner.
And do you find it's easier for people to make better lifestyle decisions
Yes,
after detox?
yes, they will get much confidence. The detox acts on psychological level too.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yes.
Go
So
ahead
his
and say
mind,
what's going on from an Ayurvedic perspective psychologically.
its mind get fresh. They will think in different manner. because of this ama reduction, whatever the opposite quality of the ama he will gets, means lagu, tikshna, then we can say this one chala. Persons get active. In short term, I can say person get active.
They wake up,
You're
right?
right. You're right. Just do it.
Well, I mean, I think it's really interesting on one of the things
Yes.
that one of my core messages with Yoga Healer
Yeah.
is that, when we take when we don't teach Ayurveda as part of teaching yoga, we're doing a disservice in the West because most of our students have, a healthier version of the standard American diet. Most of them are eating more vegetables than other Americans that aren't doing yoga. But that there's this whole other level of detoxifying the ama, and when that happens, we're detoxifying it not just physically but mentally, and we're more awake. So it accelerates the whole spiritual path of yoga when we detoxify.
Yes, you're right. You're right. It will be much, we can say, applicable after the shodhana or after the detoxify. Yoga will act very properly.
Yeah. So
Yes.
tell me now, before we end, I want to hear from you just some of your more juicy or extreme cases of what you've seen, like what you've seen work with Panchakarma from people that have been pretty sick.
Yeah, it's like for the skin conditions like psoriasis.
Yeah.
After before treatment, big patches were there like this. After treatment, it will goes to through like this. Reduction of the size.
Yeah.
There will be no itching. This is regarding for the skin condition. Those who are RA, means rheumatoid arthritis, Amavata, their swelling get reduced. Their flexion, extension, these movements get increased. Pain subsided. They are able to walk. For such a, we can say, GB syndrome or neurological cases, patients get some strength, or in the residual hemiplegia, patient gets the strength, provided they have to do repeated detoxification. Yes.
Which is that sometimes like twice a year, or
Twice or thrice a year.
okay.
Most of the psychological patients, Shirodhara, whether you heard this?
Yeah.
Shirodhara.
Oh yeah, I've done it. I have equipment in my yurt.
For them, it's very useful. Those who are psychologically disturbed.
Okay. Yeah,
Actually,
that's a good thing to bring up too. One of the questions that has come up repeatedly, because I've been teaching detox for 10 years and these courses, and one thing that comes up, because I work mostly with women, Western women, is and a lot of Western women have eating disorders, which in a lot of ways is psychological, but when they detox, it can provoke older, problems that they thought they'd resolved and moved through, and now they want to detox, but all of a sudden it stirs up all of the deeper psychological issues around, food. And when we start to, do some fasting or do some very light diet, this gets triggered. Will you talk a little bit about what they can do?
no, they has to follow the whatever they mention. Whatever the general rule they have mentioned, the one has to follow it. There is no special rule for that. If you follow the guidelines, if you follow the restrictions and diet, you will get the desired effects.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you're saying that, because that, in a lot of ways, that's my sense too. Is like at some part of the awareness just has to say, you know what, I'm just going to do this procedure and not get that wrapped up in the psychology around it, but just do A, then B, then C, then D, and then come out the other side and then start eating again according to my more enhanced awareness.
Yes, you're right.
That's your sense too?
Yes,
Okay.
you're right.
Okay, good.
One has to follow the steps whatever they have mentioned.
Yeah.
Because you can't jump from A to D directly.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to go to the B step, then C step, then you will get the D.
Yeah.
It's not like that directly D. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, great. So one last question about particularly with someone with like arthritis that has more severe arthritis, and I don't know if we want to differentiate between osteo and rheumatoid or not, but with treating more vata and doing more bastis and this, what have you seen happen as far as what's happening with people with arthritis or even when it's locked up in like stenosis?
Yeah, the thing is, arthritis is nothing but the Vata dosha. It is a disease of Vata dosha. And the site of the Vata dosha is Katigatvat, Kati or Pakvasha, intestine.
Mm-hmm.
So we directly acting upon that intestine.
Yeah.
And Vata is called the basic component because Vata is only movable. Pitta and Kapha, they are not movable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kapha only, they will try to move to them.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and another thing is Basti, what they have mentioned, Basti, you are giving in such a quantity like 400, 500, 600 ml milliliters. In
Yeah.
mouth you can't give.
Yeah, and so when the kapha is
Quantity.
going to do the vamana, the vata for vata diseases will do these bastis. And so, how many days would you do basti for?
So it's again they have mentioned in according to classics 7 days, 15 days and 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
But usually 7 days is enough. Again you have to give rest for 7 to 15 days and again you have to take the another one settings.
Mm-hmm. And so during that, are they doing mandapaya valepi or khichdi or what are
Yeah,
they taking?
it is better if patient is ready to take all those things. He will get the much relief.
Okay. Yeah.
Followed by diet. Any procedure followed by diet, you will give the extra effect.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Great.
Yes. Hope you have got the what we can say satisfied answers from me.
Yeah, this has been really fun. I'd love to do it again. And I just want to point people to Dr. Paresh's website, Evandaram,
Ayurvedam.
Ayurvedam, E-A-U, sorry,
E
Eayurvedam. So it's Ayurveda with an E at the front and an M at the back. And
yes.
you do consultations via Skype and online, and that'll be great. So people can go to that website. So it's Ayurveda with an E and an M before and after, and go and check out some of his work and testimonials, and you can sign up for a consultation with Dr. Paresh yourself.
Yes. Thanks a lot. And I would like to say you one thing. I'm just beginner. Presently, my age is only 30.
Well, great. Well,
I'm just beginner. So let us see what will happen as the experience goes and all those things. So I would like one more thing I would like to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm much interested to giving or delivering such lectures. What presently we have done. So let me know if you have some opportunities for me to just delivering such lectures on Skype or some wave or something. Means
Absolutely. I mean, if you want to, if you just let me know what you want to do, and I'll host it on my podcast. Okay.
Yeah, we can. No problem. I'm very much happy to do or spread this Ayurveda knowledge and all. There is no this one.
Awesome. Namaste, Dr. Paresh.
Yes, thank you. So see you. Take care.